Have you ever poured yourself a glass of milk in the morning, hoping it would give you strength, nourish your bones, and keep your heart healthy? Just like they told us growing up. For most of us, milk has always symbolized health. It's been a part of breakfast tables, coffee mugs, and childhood memories for generations. A warm glass before bed to help us sleep. A splash in our morning coffee to start the day. It's comforting, familiar, almost sacred. But what if I told you that the very milk you've been drinking for years, the one you thought was protecting your bones and boosting your health, might actually be doing the opposite? What if that simple glass of milk, the one sitting quietly in your refrigerator right now, could be contributing to inflammation, weakening your bones, and even affecting your memory? It's not just a guess. Recent studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition have uncovered surprising truths about popular milk choices. Truths that every senior should know. You see, not all milk is created equal. Some can quietly speed up aging, damage your heart, and put unnecessary strain on your body. And the worst part, these aren't rare or exotic brands. They're the very milks most of us drink every single day. But don't worry, you're not alone. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 4 types of milk you should avoid, and reveal 4 far better options that can protect your bones, strengthen your heart, and even improve your digestion and sleep. One of these alternatives is so powerful it may even slow down cellular aging, and hardly anyone is talking about it. So if you've ever wondered whether your morning glass of milk is truly good for you, or if there might be a better choice, stay with me. Because this small change, this one adjustment, could transform how you feel every single day. Number 1. The hidden dangers of milk choices for seniors. Let's start with a simple question. When was the last time you thought about the kind of milk you drink? For many of us, it's just habit. Whole milk, condensed milk, rice milk. They're all familiar, comforting. And for years, we've been told that milk is the gold standard for strong bones and healthy bodies. But as we age, our bodies change. What used to be healthy and beneficial in our younger years isn't always the best choice after 60. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, not all milk is the same, especially when it comes to aging bodies. Certain popular milks, yes, even the ones labeled as healthy, can quietly cause more harm than good. They can increase inflammation, weaken bones, spike blood sugar, and even impair memory. And the worst part, most of us have these very milks sitting right now, in our refrigerators. Think about it. Every time you pour that glass, stir it into your coffee, or blend it into a smoothie, you could be accelerating problems that are already challenging for seniors: heart disease, bone loss, digestive discomfort, and cognitive decline. But no one talks about it. There's no warning label, no flashing sign, just the comforting image of a healthy lifestyle. But here's the truth. The wrong milk choice can silently increase LDL cholesterol, put unnecessary strain on your heart, and disrupt your body's natural balance. It can make joints stiffer, bones weaker, and memory foggier. And it happens so slowly, so quietly, that you may not even realize it until it's too late. Today, that changes. I'm going to break down the 4 milks you need to avoid after 60 and explain exactly why. You'll learn what they do to your body, the silent damage they cause, and why so many of us never even realize it. And I won't just leave you there. I'll also introduce you to 4 powerful alternatives milks that can restore balance, improve bone health, and even support better sleep and sharper memory. It's time to rethink what we pour into our cups. Because when you choose the right milk, you're not just protecting your health, you're strengthening your future. Are you ready to make that change? Let's start with the first milk you should avoid, and why it may be the most dangerous. Number 2. Milk to avoid. 1. Whole milk, the silent heartbreaker. Let's begin with the first milk you should avoid, and it might surprise you. Whole milk. For many of us, it's been a breakfast staple since childhood. A glass of creamy cold milk poured over cereal splashed into morning coffee or enjoyed on its own. It's comforting, familiar. And for years, it's been marketed as the gold standard for strong bones and good health. But there's a hidden side to whole milk that most people don't talk about, especially when it comes to seniors over 60. You see, whole milk is high in saturated fat. In fact, just 1 cup contains over 4.5 grams of it. Now that might not sound like much at first glance, but here's why it matters. Saturated fat is the kind that raises LDL cholesterol levels, the bad kind. The kind that clogs arteries, restricts blood flow, and increases your risk of heart attacks and strokes. As we age, our bodies don't process fats the way they used to. Our metabolism slows down, our arteries become less flexible, and our heart has to work harder just to keep us moving. When you consistently consume whole milk, that saturated fat doesn't just disappear. It quietly builds up over time, layering itself along your artery walls, making it harder and harder for blood to pass through. According to a study published by Harvard researchers, seniors who drink whole milk daily increase their risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 18%. That's nearly 1 in 5. And the signs? They're often subtle. Shortness of breath during a simple walk, a heaviness in your chest after climbing the stairs, or fatigue that seems out of place. These aren't just signs of aging. They could be early warnings that your heart is struggling under the weight of clogged arteries. But that's not the only problem. Whole milk is also high in calories. For seniors who may already be dealing with reduced mobility or muscle loss, those extra calories can become a dangerous burden. Weight gain puts additional pressure on your joints, making it harder to move and increasing the risk of falls. It also raises the likelihood of developing insulin resistance, which is the first step toward type 2 diabetes. And then there's digestion. Many older adults suffer from lactose intolerance without even realizing it. As we age, our bodies produce less lactase, the enzyme needed to break down lactose in milk. That comforting glass of whole milk could be the very thing causing your bloating stomach, discomfort, or even fatigue. It's easy to mistake these symptoms as just part of getting older, but in reality, it could be a clear sign that your body is struggling to process the lactose in whole milk. I want you to think about that for a moment. A habit that was once considered healthy, something as simple as pouring a glass of milk with breakfast, could be silently contributing to heart strain, weight gain, and digestive issues. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Because when we know better, we do better. Now, does this mean you have to give up milk entirely? Not at all. In fact, there are fantastic alternatives that not only avoid these risks, but also bring even greater benefits. But we'll get to that soon enough. For now, let's move on to the next milk. You should avoid one that might surprise you even more. It's sweet, it's nostalgic, but it's wreaking havoc on your body in ways you might not expect. Let's talk about sweetened condensed milk, the sugary trap for your brain, heart, and blood sugar. Number 3, milk to avoid. Sweetened condensed milk, the sugar trap. Now let's move on to the second milk you should avoid, and this one may take you by surprise. Sweetened condensed milk. For many, it's a nostalgic taste. A drizzle over your morning coffee, a spoonful stirred into tea, or a key ingredient in family desserts. That thick, creamy sweetness can transport you back to holidays, special occasions, and moments shared around the kitchen table. But while sweetened condensed milk may taste like comfort, the truth is, it's quietly doing far more harm than good. Here's why. Just 1 tablespoon of sweetened condensed milk contains about 10 grams of added sugar. That's nearly half of the recommended daily intake for seniors in a single tablespoon. And let's be honest, who stops at just one? A little, here a little there. It adds up quickly. But the real issue isn't just the sugar itself. It's what that sugar is doing inside your body. When you consume sugar in concentrated forms like sweetened condensed milk, your blood sugar levels spike dramatically. This forces your pancreas to release large amounts of insulin to bring those levels back down. Over time, repeated spikes like this strain your pancreas and increase your risk of developing insulin resistance, which is the first step toward type 2 diabetes. But the damage doesn't stop there. High sugar consumption has been linked to cognitive decline. In fact, researchers are now calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because of its strong connection to sugar and insulin resistance. If you've ever felt foggy, struggled to remember where you left your keys, or found it hard to recall simple details, it might not just be age. It could be the silent impact of too much sugar. I want you to think about this for a moment. That warm, sweet flavor you pour into your coffee every morning could be doing more than just sweetening your drink. It could be quietly affecting your heart, your blood vessels, and even your brain. And it doesn't end there. Sweetened condensed milk is also a gut disruptor. Its thick, syrupy texture slows down digestion, leading to bloating, heaviness, and discomfort. Over time, that bloating adds up. It robs you of energy, disrupts your sleep, and makes simple activities feel exhausting. For seniors, that kind of discomfort isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. And let's not forget about heart health. High sugar consumption inflames your blood vessels, stiffens your arteries, and raises your triglycerides. This creates a perfect environment for plaque buildup, which narrows your arteries and increases your risk of heart attacks and strokes. So what's the takeaway here? That familiar can of sweetened condensed milk might taste like childhood, but it's quietly setting the stage for diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive issues. It's not about fear. It's about understanding the real impact of what we put into our bodies. And the good news, there are better, healthier alternatives that can satisfy your sweet tooth without the risks. Instead of reaching for sweetened condensed milk, try a splash of unsweetened almond milk with a touch of cinnamon or even a bit of vanilla extract. These small changes can make a big difference, not just in how you feel today, but in your long-term health. But we're not done yet. The next milk on our list may surprise you even more. It's plant-based. It's marketed as gentle and dairy-free. But it's hiding something you need to know about. Let's talk about rice milk and why it might be the weakest link hiding behind a healthy label. Number 4. Milk to avoid. 3. Rice milk, the weak link with hidden risks. Now let's move on to the third milk you should avoid. And this one might seem surprising because it's often marketed as gentle, light, and perfect for those who are lactose intolerant. I'm talking about rice milk. At first glance, it seems like a healthy choice. It's plant-based, dairy-free, and easy on the stomach. But beneath its smooth, light taste lies a troubling truth that most people are completely unaware of. First, let's talk about nutrition. Rice milk is made primarily from milled white rice and water. That's it. But here's the problem, it's nutritionally empty. 1 cup of rice milk typically contains less than 1 gram of protein. Compare that to regular milk, or even almond milk, and you'll notice a huge gap. Protein is critical for maintaining muscle strength, especially as we age. After 60, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass each year. If we're not actively replenishing it with enough protein, the body starts breaking down muscle faster than it can rebuild. Think about that for a moment. You're drinking something that feels light and easy to digest, but it's offering your body almost nothing in return. No protein to strengthen muscles, no healthy fats to support brain function, and barely any vitamins or minerals to sustain energy. It's like pouring water into your gas tank and expecting your car to run smoothly. But it gets worse. Rice milk isn't just empty of nutrients. It's also hiding something dangerous in organic arsenic. Yes, you heard that right. Arsenic. You see, rice naturally absorbs more arsenic from the soil than most other plants. And when it's processed into rice milk, that concentration becomes even higher. Now you might be wondering, what's the big deal? Well, long-term exposure to inorganic arsenic has been linked to serious health issues, including kidney damage, liver stress, and even certain types of cancer. And here's the thing. Seniors are especially vulnerable because as we age, our kidneys and liver become less efficient at filtering out toxins. What might seem harmless in your morning coffee could be building up in your body over time, causing damage that isn't visible until it's too late. And we're not done yet. Rice milk also has a very high glycemic index. That means it raises your blood sugar levels rapidly, almost as fast as drinking a sugary soda. For seniors managing diabetes or trying to maintain stable energy levels, this can be incredibly dangerous. Spikes in blood sugar not only lead to energy crashes and fatigue, but they also accelerate the aging process by increasing inflammation throughout your body. I want you to imagine this for a moment. Every morning, you pour yourself a glass of rice milk because you believe it's healthier. It's plant-based, it's light, it's easy to digest. But with every sip, you're introducing arsenic into your system, spiking your blood sugar and offering your body almost nothing it needs to stay strong and healthy. It's like putting fuel in your car, but instead of gasoline, you're filling it with sugar water and toxins. So what's the solution? If you're lactose intolerant and searching for a gentle plant-based milk, there's a much better option. Try calcium-fortified oat milk. Unlike rice milk, oat milk is packed with nutrients that support your bones and heart. It's rich in calcium, fortified with vitamin D, and contains beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that helps reduce cholesterol and supports heart health. Not only that, but oat milk has a low glycemic index, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar the way rice milk does. Making the switch is simple, and the benefits are enormous. You're not just avoiding hidden risks. You're actively choosing a milk that supports your body, nourishes your bones, and helps keep your heart strong. But we're not finished yet. There's one more milk you need to know about. It's marketed as plant-based, healthy, and even luxurious with flavors like vanilla chocolate and coconut. But behind the sweet taste, it's hiding something far more sinister. Let's talk about flavored milk alternatives and why they could be the most deceptive of them all. Number 5. Milk to avoid. Number 4. Flavored milk alternatives, the sweet sabotage. Now let's move on to the 4th milk you should avoid. And this one is perhaps the most deceptive of them all. Flavored milk alternatives. On the surface, they seem like the perfect choice. Plant-based, delicious, and often labeled as healthy. Vanilla almond milk. Chocolate oat milk. Coconut milk with a hint of caramel. The packaging is beautiful, the flavors are tempting, and the labels promise everything from heart health to added vitamins. But what's really inside? Let's peel back the label and take a closer look. A typical cup of flavored milk alternative, whether it's almond oat or coconut, often contains between 10 and 15 grams of added sugar. That's about as much sugar as a can of soda. And it's not just the sugar you need to worry about. These flavored milks are often filled with additives like gums, emulsifiers, and artificial flavors designed to thicken the texture, boost shelf life, and enhance taste. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter? The truth is, high sugar intake does far more than just add empty calories. For seniors, that added sugar spikes blood sugar levels dramatically. Your pancreas is forced to release large amounts of insulin to bring those levels back down. Over time, this constant strain increases your risk of insulin resistance, prediabetes, and eventually type 2 diabetes. And the effects don't stop there. High sugar consumption also contributes to inflammation throughout your body, making joints stiffer and muscles weaker. It's like adding fuel to the fire, accelerating problems that are already challenging as we age. But that's just the beginning. Flavored milk alternatives are often thickened with ingredients like carrageenan and xanthan gum. These are additives designed to make the milk creamier and more appealing. But studies have shown that these thickeners can irritate the digestive tract, leading to bloating, discomfort, and even inflammation in the gut. For seniors who already experience digestive sensitivity, these ingredients can turn a simple glass of milk into hours of discomfort. And what about those artificial flavors? When you see words like natural flavors or vanilla essence on the label, it might seem harmless. But the reality is that many of these so-called natural flavors are chemically extracted and processed. They're not the vanilla beans you might imagine. They're lab-created imitations. And while they might taste delicious, they do absolutely nothing for your health. I want you to think about this for a moment. Every time you pour yourself a glass of chocolate almond milk or vanilla coconut milk, you're not just drinking something sweet. You're introducing added sugars, artificial ingredients, and chemical thickeners into your body. Ingredients that cause inflammation, strain your digestive system, and silently work against your health goals. But there's good news. You don't have to give up the flavors you love. If you enjoy the taste of vanilla or chocolate, there are healthier ways to get it. Instead of buying pre-flavored milk, try using unsweetened almond milk or oat milk as your base. Add a splash of real vanilla extract or a teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder. Not only will you get the flavor you crave, but you'll avoid the hidden sugars and artificial ingredients that flavored milk alternatives often contain. Small changes like this can have a big impact, not just on your daily comfort, but on your long-term health. Remember, it's not just about avoiding what's bad. It's about choosing what's better. And that brings us to the next part of our journey. We've talked about the 4 milks you should avoid. Now it's time to shift our focus. What if you could replace these unhealthy choices with milks that actually support your health? Milks that strengthen your bones, protect your heart, and even improve your sleep and memory. Let's start with the first and perhaps most powerful of them all. Fermented soy milk. Number 6. 4 best milks for seniors, healthier alternatives. Now that we've uncovered the 4 milks you should avoid, it's time to shift our focus to something much more empowering. Because choosing the right milk isn't just about avoiding harm, it's about embracing health. It's about selecting options that strengthen your bones, protect your heart, and even support your memory. So let's explore the 4 best milk alternatives for seniors, and why each one is a powerhouse for your health. 6.1 Fermented soy milk, the muscle protector. First on our list is fermented soy milk. Now you might already be familiar with regular soy milk. It's been a popular choice for years. But what makes fermented soy milk different and so much better for seniors? Let's start with the basics. Fermented soy milk is made by introducing beneficial bacteria during the processing of soybeans. This process not only enhances its nutritional value, but also makes it significantly easier to digest. For many seniors who struggle with bloating or digestive discomfort, this is a game changer. The fermentation process breaks down complex proteins, making it gentler on the stomach, while still delivering high-quality nutrition. And when it comes to protein, fermented soy milk is a powerhouse. It contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein source. This is crucial because after the age of 60, muscle mass naturally begins to decline. If it's not maintained with proper nutrition, that loss accelerates, leading to weakness and higher risks of falls. Fermented soy milk helps combat that. A single cup delivers the building blocks your body needs to rebuild and maintain muscle strength. But the benefits don't stop there. Fermented soy milk is also rich in isoflavones, natural compounds that mimic estrogen in the body. For senior women, this can be especially important as it helps protect bone density and reduce the risk of osteoporosis. Studies have even shown that isoflavones support heart health and cognitive function, making this milk not only good for your muscles, but also for your mind. And there's one more thing: fermentation adds natural probiotics to the milk. These probiotics improve gut health, boost immune function, and even help stabilize mood and improve sleep quality. Imagine drinking a glass of milk that not only nourishes your body, but also supports your gut and calms your mind. If you've never tried it before, I encourage you to give it a chance. Add it to your morning oatmeal, blend it into a smoothie, or simply enjoy it. Chilled. This is a small change that can have a big impact. 6.2 Unsweetened almond milk, heart and brain support. Next on our list is unsweetened almond milk. Now you might wonder, why unsweetened? The answer is simple. Regular almond milk is often packed with added sugars, which, as we discussed earlier, can lead to inflammation, weight gain, and blood sugar spikes. But the unsweetened version, it's pure, simple, and packed with nutrients that matter. Almond milk is incredibly low in calories, only about 30 to 40 per cup. It's also completely free of cholesterol and very low in saturated fat. This makes it an excellent choice for protecting heart health, especially for seniors managing high blood pressure or cholesterol. But perhaps its most powerful benefit is its high content of vitamin E. Just 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk provides nearly half of your daily requirement. Vitamin E is a potent antioxidant that helps protect your brain from oxidative stress. Studies have shown that this antioxidant can slow cognitive decline, improve mental clarity, and reduce the risk of age-related memory loss. And let's not forget how versatile it is. You can add it to your coffee, blend it into a smoothie, or use it in cooking. And because it's lactose-free, it won't cause the bloating or discomfort that dairy sometimes does. With every sip, you're not just enjoying a smooth, creamy taste. You're also nourishing your heart and protecting your brain. 6.3. Calcium-fortified oat milk, bone and heart protector. Now let's talk about a milk that's both comforting and powerful. Calcium-fortified oat milk. If you've ever tried oat milk, you know it's smooth, slightly sweet, and incredibly satisfying. But when it's fortified with calcium and vitamin D, it becomes so much more than just a comforting drink. It becomes a shield for your bones. As we age, bone density naturally decreases, making falls and fractures far more dangerous. But calcium and vitamin D work together to help maintain that strength. Oat milk, when fortified, delivers a substantial amount of both. This helps not only to prevent osteoporosis, but also to support proper muscle function and balance. But the benefits don't stop at bone health. Oat milk is also high in beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber that binds to excess cholesterol and helps remove it from your body. This means your arteries stay cleaner, your blood pressure stays lower, and your heart stays healthier without the need for medication. And if you struggle with digestive discomfort, you'll be happy to know that oat milk is gentle on the stomach. It's lactose-free, low in irritants, and the fiber helps promote regular, comfortable bowel movements. It's smooth, it's satisfying, and it's good for your bones and heart. 6.4. Flax milk, the anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Finally, let's talk about flax milk. If you've never heard of it, you're not alone. But this milk is quietly becoming one of the best plant-based options for seniors, and for good reason. Flax milk is made from cold-pressed flax seeds, and it's naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These are powerful compounds known to reduce inflammation, support joint health, and protect brain function. For seniors, this is especially important. Omega-3s help to lubricate your joints, making movement easier and reducing stiffness. They also protect brain cells, keeping your mind sharper and your memory clearer as you age. But it doesn't stop there. Flax milk is also low in calories, contains no cholesterol, and is often fortified with calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin B12. These nutrients are critical for maintaining energy, supporting bone health, and improving nerve function. And because flax milk is lactose-free, it's incredibly gentle on your stomach. No bloating, no discomfort, just clean, smooth nourishment. Imagine drinking a glass of milk that not only soothes your joints, but also sharpens your mind and strengthens your bones. That's what flax milk can do. Now that you know the best milks to support your health, it's time to talk about something even more important. The mistakes many people make when choosing these alternatives. Because even the best options can go wrong if you're not careful. Up next, I'm going to show you the common mistakes to avoid when selecting these healthier choices, and how to make sure you're truly getting the benefits you deserve. Number 7. Mistakes to avoid when choosing milk. Now that you know which milks to avoid and which ones to choose, there's one more critical step before you pour that next glass. It's not just about picking the right kind of milk. It's about making sure you're choosing it the right way. Because even the healthiest options can lose their benefits or worse, cause unexpected problems if you're not careful. Let's talk about the common mistakes many people make when selecting milk alternatives and how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Not reading the label carefully. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that all plant-based milks are created equal. You see, just because a carton says almond milk, oat milk, or soy milk doesn't mean it's the healthy choice you expect. Many brands sneak in added sugars, preservatives, and artificial flavors to enhance taste and extend shelf life. Look carefully at the ingredient list. If you see terms like cane sugar, agave syrup, or corn syrup, you're looking at added sugars. These sweeteners not only spike your blood sugar, but also contribute to inflammation and weight gain. Even more concerning are additives like carrageenan and xanthan gum. These thickeners are added to make the milk creamier, but studies have shown they can irritate the digestive tract, leading to bloating and discomfort. When choosing milk, always opt for the unsweetened version. If you prefer a bit of sweetness, try adding a drop of real vanilla extract or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Not only will you avoid hidden sugars, but you'll also gain the antioxidant benefits these natural flavors provide. Mistake 2. Assuming organic means healthier. This one surprises a lot of people. We've been conditioned to believe that if something is labeled organic, it's automatically better for us. While it's true that organic products are free from synthetic pesticides and genetically modified ingredients, it doesn't guarantee nutritional superiority. Take, for example, organic rice milk. Yes, it may be free of pesticides, but it still contains high levels of inorganic arsenic. The same goes for organic flavored milks. They can still be loaded with sugar and artificial flavors, just organic versions of them. The key is not just to look for the word organic, but to look for terms like unsweetened, fortified with calcium and vitamin D, and no artificial additives. Those are the real markers of quality. Mistake 3. Choosing plant-based milks without added calcium and vitamin D. One of the reasons many people drink milk is for its calcium and vitamin D content, which are crucial for bone health. But not all plant-based milks naturally contain these nutrients. In fact, many are quite low in calcium and completely lack vitamin D unless they are fortified. Calcium is essential for keeping your bones strong and preventing osteoporosis, especially as you age. Vitamin D helps your body absorb that calcium effectively. Without enough of these nutrients, your bones become fragile and the risk of fractures increases dramatically. Before you purchase, check the label. Look for phrases like calcium fortified and vitamin D added. Aim for at least 20% of the daily recommended intake per serving. That small step can make a big difference in maintaining bone health as you age. Mistake 4. Ignoring expiration. Dates and storage instructions. This might seem obvious, but it's one of the most common mistakes people make. Plant-based milks don't have the same shelf life as dairy milk, and they can spoil much faster once opened. Even if the milk looks fine and smells okay, consuming it past its expiration date can expose you to harmful bacteria that can upset your stomach or worse. Always check the expiration date before purchasing, and once you open the carton, be sure to refrigerate it immediately. Most plant-based milks should be consumed within 7 to 10 days after opening. If you're not sure, always go with the when in doubt, throw it out rule. It's better to be safe than sorry. Mistake 5. Not shaking the carton. Before pouring, this might seem like a small detail, but it matters. Plant-based milks, especially those fortified with calcium or vitamin D, tend to settle at the bottom of the carton. If you don't shake it before pouring, you're missing out on those added nutrients. Imagine pouring yourself a glass of oat milk, thinking you're getting a full dose of calcium and fiber, but instead, you're mostly getting water. That's why it's important to give it a good shake before each use. It ensures that all the nutrients are evenly distributed, giving you the full benefit in every glass. Mistake 6. Overlooking BPA-free packaging. Many plant-based milks come in cartons lined with BPA, a chemical that can leach into the milk and potentially disrupt your hormones. BPA has been linked to various health issues, including hormone imbalances and even cancer. When choosing your milk, look for packaging that says BPA-free. More and more companies are making the switch, and it's well worth seeking out. After all, the goal is to improve your health, not unintentionally expose yourself to harmful chemicals. Now that you know how to avoid these common mistakes, you're one step closer to making smarter, healthier choices. But before we wrap up, there's one last thing I want to share with you. It's the final key to turning these simple changes into lasting habits. Up next, we're going to bring everything together and talk about how you can make these choices a natural part of your everyday life. Because good health isn't just about knowing what's right, it's about making it part of your routine. Number 8, conclusion and call to action. Now that we've walked through the 4 milks to avoid and explored the 4 best alternatives, I want to take a moment to bring everything together. Because this isn't just about swapping one type of milk for another. It's about understanding the impact of the choices we make day after day, year after year. Think back for a moment. For many of us, milk has been part of our lives for as long as we can remember. Breakfast cereals, morning coffee, comforting drinks before bedtime. It's woven into the fabric of our routines. But as we age, our bodies change. What once seemed like a healthy habit may now be silently working against us. Whole milk, with its saturated fats, quietly clogging arteries and increasing heart risks. Sweetened condensed milk, packed with sugar, spiking blood sugar and accelerating cognitive decline. Rice milk, nutritionally empty and laced with inorganic arsenic, silently stressing your kidneys and liver. Flavored milk alternatives loaded with hidden sugars and artificial additives, fueling inflammation and disrupting digestion. But it doesn't have to be this way, because there are better choices, simple, powerful, and packed with the nutrients your body truly needs. Fermented soy milk, rich in complete proteins and probiotics, helping to maintain muscle and support gut health. Unsweetened almond milk. Light on calories, but high in vitamin E, protecting your heart and sharpening your mind. Calcium-fortified oat milk, strengthening your bones, reducing cholesterol, and supporting smooth digestion. And finally, flax milk, a true anti-inflammatory powerhouse that soothes your joints and boosts brain health. The best part. These changes are simple. A quick switch at the grocery store, a different choice at the coffee counter, a moment of mindfulness when reading the label. And the impact, profound. You're not just protecting your heart, your bones, and your memory. You're giving yourself the opportunity to live stronger, move easier, and feel better. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you reach for milk, make it count. Choose the kind that nourishes, supports, and protects. Start with just one swap. Maybe it's adding oat milk to your morning coffee. Maybe it's trying almond milk in your smoothie. Maybe it's pouring a glass of flax milk with your breakfast. And if you found this information helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about, a friend, a family member, or even a neighbor. Because the truth is, these small changes, they're not just about living longer, they're about living better. If you're ready to make that change, comment strong below. Let me know which milk you're planning to try first. And if you want more tips like these, make sure you're subscribed. Because taking control of your health starts with knowledge, and every step you take brings you closer to a healthier, stronger version of yourself. Here's to better choices, stronger bones, a sharper mind, and the future you deserve.